Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are doing well with all things considered. So as far as my shop, my stash goes, I kind of mentioned this in one of my last videos that I don't feel like doing a shop my stash is really relevant right now. And so just taking some of these past couple of days, I have really been thinking about some products that I really have been wanting to use. So whether it's just like some new products that I brought into my collection or just maybe products that I really haven't played with in a while, I want to be able to give those some use. So what I'm going to do is I have my bin here and I'm going to go ahead and fill up the bin as with what I can of just products that I've been wanting to play with. So I may not pick something in every category because, of course, I have my lipstick project, but maybe because at this time they're not really sparking my interest. But I know for sure I have quite a bit that I want to play around with. So I know, firstly, right off the bat, I want to play around with the Wet n Wild Hydrating Primer Serum. This is very intriguing to me because it says that it preps and primes skin for extended makeup wear. So that really intrigues me. The fact that it's hydrating, but it's also supposed to extend your makeup wear. That kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Fenty hydrating primer, the newer one that she came out with in conjunction with her hydrating foundation. So this really intrigues me and I want to play around with it some more. There are some other primers. I know for sure, mattifying I think is really important right now. So one of them for sure is this one from Soap and Glory. This is their One Heck of a Blot primer. I mentioned this in my like spring essentials makeup video. Hopefully that one will be posted already. If not, it will be the one probably posted after this video. But I definitely like this one on my T-zone, so I'm going to go ahead and include that one. So I also have this one. This is from Touch in Soul. This is the No Problem Primer. This one, I have so much in here and I feel like I never reach for it. And so I want to go ahead and play with this one. I also did want to say that I don't really have a timeline on, how long I'm going to keep these products in my bin. But, I still want to pull them aside because they're ones that are kind of like calling my attention. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my CoverGirl Vitalist Go Glow Luminizing Lotion. I have the shade 1 Daybreak. This is just really beautiful on the skin and I think it's nice for the spring and summer months just to kind of add some additional glow. And I do have some foundations in here. I've actually unfortunately been having some problems with my foundation not lasting very well on my skin. I don't know what's going on. So there's a few here that, I can really trust. I think I want to pull out my Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation. This one tends to be really, really good. I know one for sure that I want to bring in is my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. Now that, we're all at home and I'm working from home, some days I just prefer something a little bit lighter. And so I really do appreciate this tinted moisturizer for that. I have this one from Kevyn Aucoin. This is the Etherealist Skin Illuminating Foundation. I actually picked this one up from TJ Maxx and for some reason I remember really, really liking it, but I was just playing around with it earlier today, like swatching it, and it feels like the formula has changed. Like, I don't know if it's because there's not really a way for me to like close this per se, unless I just can't figure it out. And so I think the formula is getting bad or it's changing on me. And so I want to try it because if it is not a good formula, then I think I'm going to go ahead and throw it away, unfortunately, because it's very thick and I remember it being a little bit runnier and just a little bit easier to blend into the skin. So I'm going to test this one out. And lastly, I did pick up the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Dewy Foundation. Now, I haven't gathered my thoughts on this yet, and so I do want to continue using it because so many people have been falling in love with this. They say that it's so much better in comparison to the original Photo Focus. Okay, so I have 3 concealers. The first one is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This is just like the, original one. It's been a while since I've use this, so I want to play around with it some more. I also have my ColourPop No Filter Concealer. This one I feel like I never ever use, and so I used it today and I actually liked it, so I want to continue using it to see if it's a formula that I like. And then lastly, the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover. This one is very popular here on YouTube, and for some reason I just can't get on with it. To me, it's just not super impressive, and so I want to just continue using it. So just a liquid blush here. I want to use my Flower Beauty Blush Balm. I have the shade Cinnamon, and this is one of my favorite formulas. It is a really great liquid blush, and I just want to play around with it some more, especially since it's spring. I think this would be really fun to use at this time. And then, of course, I have to bring out my Milk Makeup matte bronzer stick. It's like a cream bronzer, and I have the shade Baked. This is like my absolute favorite. So things have really got out of hand in this whole drawer. I have just gotten so many new blushes. It's really bad. I know for sure I want to use my Natasha Denona Blush and Glow palette. This one is just so stunning. I absolutely love the cream blush. I love the highlighter, the blush topper. All of this is just so pretty, and it screams spring and summer to me. I think for everything else, I like to choose my bronzer, you know, day by day. Same with my powders, and same with blush too. And I also like to keep in mind that I have a bronzer in my project pan. I also have a blush in my project pan. And so I don't want to neglect those either. So I think this, I'm just going to kind of keep open for now, and that will probably change day by day. So for highlighter, I think, you know, this one is going to obviously be day by day too, just depending on the type of looks that I come up with and what I'm feeling, you know, that day. But I know one thing for sure, I definitely want to pull out my Laura Geller Easy Illuminating Stick. This one is in the shade Ballerina. This is just so stunning. It's just a cream highlight, and it's so beautiful and so easy to use. So I definitely want to use this. And I actually had to pull this out from one of the other drawers. This is from Becca. This is the Skin Love Glow Glaze Stick. And I did pick this up from TJ Maxx, and it reminds me so much of, I've never tried this item, but it's the Ciate London dewy stick. And so this feels and looks like it could be similar, where it's not really a highlight, but it just looks like dewy and fresh on your skin. So I really want to use this. I haven't used it yet. I think it's going to be a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I really do want to play with it. Okay, and as far as my lip products go, I'm not going to choose anything. I do have a lipstick project going on, so not only am I using those shades, but I'm also wanting to just kind of take it day by day and choose what I want to use. So in here, I have a lot of palettes that I just really want to play around with. I mean, so many. So firstly, I know for sure that I want to play around with my Anastasia Norvina palette. I actually used this today, and I have to say, it's been a while since I've used ABH's formula, and so it was kind of difficult to work with, but I think it's just me. But the color story of this palette is so stunning, so I definitely want to play around with this one. I also want to use my ABH Soft Glam palette. It's been a really long time that I've used this palette. Now, I know that this palette doesn't really scream spring or summer to me, but it's just been so long since I've used it that I really just want to dip into it and use it some more. I also really want to use my Too Faced Natural Lust palette. I picked this up from from TJ Maxx, and it just has such a stunning color story. I think this one is actually perfect for spring and summer, especially spring, and I just really want to mess with this one a little bit and see what different looks I can come up with. I think I've only used this twice, so I would love to create some really nice looking looks with this one. So I also have a lot of face palettes within my collection. These are all face palettes, and so are these. And so I'm probably going to dip into face palettes as well. One for sure that I want to use is the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. This one is really, really beautiful. This is what it looks like. It's really pretty. All of the shades in here work well in my skin tone, and the formula is really great as well. So this one is definitely one that I'm going to be pulling out soon. So these are actually my drugstore palettes. So there's so many in here that I want to use as well. I definitely want to use my ColourPop Element of Surprise palette. This one is so beautiful. I've had it for like 2 years now, and I can't believe it. I definitely want to use this one some more. I think the shades in here are so stunning. I, of course, cannot get into spring without using the ColourPop Sweet Talk palette, so I'm definitely going to be using this palette for sure. I also want to use my Juvia's Place Nubian 3 Coral palette. This one is so pretty. I really want to dive into those really pretty gray colors and coral colors and just kind of, you know, use those colors together and try to make some unique looks with this one. So I have these 3 palettes that I want to use. However, I do also want to use my ColourPop Going Coconuts palette. This one is just so stunning. I've only used it once or twice, and so I really want to dip into this one again. So I definitely have my work cut out for me here. I have like so many palettes and blushes. I have more palettes here. Like, I have a lot to play around with, and so I'm not going to necessarily put like a timeline on myself. However, I am going to update you guys and maybe, you know, create some different looks and try to let you guys know how everything worked out, especially like some of the newer products within my collection that I'm testing out. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed. What are you guys playing with? Are y'all wearing makeup? Are y'all using this time to get more creative? I definitely would love to know. But please like this video if you do enjoy, you know, collection videos, shopping my stash videos. And also, I hope you consider subscribing to my channel. And I look forward to interacting with each and every one of you in the comments. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!